Yo, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Bernie, back with another remix. Now just play, y'all. What it is, man. Yeah, I make a video in a couple days. You know, basically because I was just doing my my research about you know, how to get into this trucking game without going company sponsored training. All right. So I'm gonna basically just run down on a couple things that I found for you guys, just in case there's people out there who's not gonna do the company sponsored training. As you know, I'm not eligible for company sponsored training till next year. It's really not that bad, but in the meantime, why sit on my ass, right? It's not me. I'm not gonna be sitting on my ass when I got goals to accomplish. You heard? If you want to know why I'm not eligible, check out my last couple of videos, and feel free to ask any questions. But from now until next year, I'm gonna show y'all my grind on how to get there. So basically, let's run down the list real quick. So if you're, like I said, if you're not going to do company sponsored training and you want to go to like a private school, this is some information you want to be in tune with. So if you're trying to find like a community college that offers CDL training, there are a few out there, but the problem with those is one or two things. One, a lot of those community colleges do not accept financial aid, or I should say federal financial aid. Because they consider that a vocational class, and that is something that's normally paid out of pocket. I could be wrong. I'm around, maybe around your area they might, but here in New York, I found about 3 or 4, and none of those places accept financial aid. The reason being is that a lot of those community college or smaller schools, they're actually run by private-owned companies anyway who already offer the training. So they, for some reason, they don't qualify for all of that, federal financial aid. So, there might be a school or something out there, but I know for New York, Long Island, where I'm from, it's not there. Financial aid is not available for community college CDL training. Another thing, if you're wondering what schools do offer financial aid for CDL training, I was able to find a couple, and I'm gonna make a video probably in the next couple of days just to show y'all the website and the address if you guys want to holler at them or whatever. But there's this website, or should I say there's this school in upstate New York. It is called NTT. Let me make sure I made. Oh man, see, messing up, not having all the information available. But it's called, I think it's ntts.edu. It stands for, if you go to Google and you type in that National Tractor Trailing School, it should pop up. And they have 2 schools in upstate New York, and they actually do accept federal financial aid. So if you're a guy out there looking, to get help that way, look them up. Again, I'm gonna make a video the next day or two just to show you guys, probably go in more detail about them. They do accept federal financial aid. There's a couple more out there, but for the time being, I just focused on New York because that's where I'm from. So that's a logical thing. I ain't really extend my boundaries to like Texas or California or none of that. I will, but for the time being, if you're from the East Coast, you're from New York, look them guys up. And they do offer housing too. So it's not a school you go to, got to go back home the same day. They do offer housing. I'm not too sure what the price is. Basically, they have you fill out an application, you send it over, and they either approve you or they don't. And another good thing is they do offer job placement too. So to me, that's a very good school. And I believe the course is from anywhere from 12 to 18 weeks, which is roughly about 4 to 6 months, maybe. From off the top of my head, I'm not too sure if that's the case. Don't quote me, but if you do apply for the school, that's something you do want to ask. Me personally, I'm probably not going to go to that school, only because I do have a job, and me missing, let's just say their course was 18 weeks. Me missing 18 weeks of no money is not good. Not for. Maybe I can see me a little better. I don't know if that's better, but whatever. Let me try to show this. Yeah, so me missing 18 weeks of checks, that's not going to cut it for me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was leaning towards company sponsored, because I know maybe me missing, a check or two is better than missing 18 weeks of no pay. That's just like ridiculous. So a school like that's probably for somebody who doesn't have a job, or who's fresh out of high school and wants to get into the game, or they living with their parents or whatever. You know what I'm saying? A long course like that is probably suitable. But like I said, in the next day or two, I'm gonna gather up about 2 or 3 schools just to show you guys, in case you're looking for that federal financial aid, because a lot of community college they do not accept financial federal aid. Okay, so now, like I said, I'm titling this video called "Working for Owner Operator versus Working for the Company." Now, working for the company is cool, especially if you go through their whole training program. You go through their training, they teach you how it is. You got a job, boom. That's cool. But if you're in my situation and you can't do that, or that's not an option available for you, you want to go the private route. So, I had a good conversation with another truck driver a couple days ago, and I was just asking them, listen, is it better working for an owner operator, or is it better working for a company? And he said some pretty good points. He said, when you work for a company, you have, like, I don't want to say, somebody holding your hand, but you have somebody there to back you if something goes wrong or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody to overlook. So, but there's a lot of people out there that are good drivers and just can't get into that company for some odd reason. As opposed to working for an owner operator. Now, there's like 2 types of owner operators out there. There's owner operators who lease their trucks with a company, and there's ones who just happen to know brokers who are able to find loads for these people. Now, if you're working for an owner operator, chances are you're not going to get no benefits. That includes your health benefits, your dental, paid vacation, paid sick, 401ks. Chances are you're not going to get those. But you're probably going to get lesser pay, because working for an owner operator, they're relying on somebody else to give them their load. So off jump, let's just say the load pays $1,000 or whatever, or that run for the week pays $1,000. Out that $1,000, they might just take 3, and you did that load for 7. You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. They might take 6, and you did that load for 4. A 60-40 split. You know what I'm saying? So they're actually relying on bigger companies to give them the loads. Now, if you can't get into a company like that, a bigger company where you could the company works with you, an owner operator is probably your best and maybe last choice. But you're going to be, you're going to get shortchanged, pretty much. Unless you have a good relationship with that owner operator, you're going to get shortchanged. You know what I'm saying? But you build that experience to take to a bigger company so you can graduate. Another thing, if you work for an owner operator, chances are, if you have dreams of becoming your own owner operator, they're not going to offer you to, anything that'll help you buy one of their trucks. That's not going to happen. They got their own trucks. They probably got more than one truck, more than likely, and they need all their trucks because that's their income. They sit at home while the trucks go out and they get paid for it. So chances are, if you work for an owner op, you probably won't have a chance to become an owner op through that guy, whoever you're working for. So is driving for a company better than being an owner op? Oh, well, excuse me. Is driving for a company better than driving for an owner operator? In my opinion, I say yes. But I just think that like I said, if you can't get with a company because of, your background, or you have a failed drug test, or, or whatever the reason may be, sometimes the owner operator is your only way. And, are you going to make money working with an owner operator, or are you just going to stay home and just let that opportunity go by? Because when you have your CDL, that's a trade that, nobody can take from you. Like, you're going to get a job if you have your CDL and you play the cards right. It's just like if you become a doctor, you're going to freaking have a patient to work on and get paid from, If you're a police officer, there's somebody out there that you're going to have to arrest. That's just one of those, good things to have is a CDL. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to see what situation works for you. Because like I said, if working for an owner operator, you're going to lose out. You're going to get the short end of the stick all the time, period. You're not going to get a chance to own your own truck. You're not going to get paid the full rate as opposed to working for the company, and you're not going to get no benefits, But at the same time, you gain your experience, and once you get enough experience, if things ain't working out, you might just work for an own operator and make good money. That load might have paid him $3,000, but he's still giving you $1,500 to run that for the week. That's pretty damn good. Some company drivers, some lease operator drivers probably won't even get that. You know what I'm saying? So you might have a great owner operator that could pay that. I don't want to say it's rare because I hadn't really, did my research on it, but I know there's people out there that get that. It's trucking, baby. It's there. You just gotta find it. Me personally, I got about 3 people I could work for that owner operators, and until I could get into a bigger company, I probably will work with them just to get my experience up, like I've been telling you guys. But depending on how good they treat me, if the money fits my lifestyle and things I want to do, I might stay with them for the long run. But you want to use your own operator to get your knowledge, get your experience, so you could go to another company and excel. Maybe become your own owner operator. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's situation different, B. So that's what happens. But me personally, I would prefer working for a company, but the owner operator could have his benefits too. If you can't get into the game from a company for whatever reason, working for an owner operator is definitely the way to go. There's nothing wrong with that. As far as training goes, a good owner operator would train you just like a company would train you. They'll be your mentor for a month or 2 months on the road, however long it is. They'll show you how to, back up a truck. I mean, a lot of times you want to go to the witness experience, but if you have a good owner operator who really wants you to work for them, they'll show you everything a company sponsored trainer will show you. There are drivers out there that would do that because at the end of the day, that's their equipment. They want to make sure that the people they pinning behind, their trucks are capable of driving them. So there are some owner operators that are willing to train you just as good as some of the company drivers. The company sponsors schools will train you. You just can't just shut it out the door. People become owner operators for reasons. There's people who do it for a business. Some people become owner operators to run, but some people become owner operators to run a business. So when you have a business and you business minded, trust me, if I was an owner operator, I'll train anybody who didn't have experience, and I'll choose out the pack who I want behind my trucks. That's just logical sense. I would prefer you come with experience, but if you did it and you looking for training and you serious, and let's just say you went through the whole motion, let's just say you got your whole license already, went to a private school, I would have no problem training probably. I don't know how I would do it, step A, step B, step C, but that would be something I would consider. As long as I don't fuck up the money. That's the most important thing. Can't fuck up the money. So, and like I said, Don't just shut that door out just working for an own operator before company. Yes, it's probably better to work for a company, to work for a big company instead of working for an owner operator, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to get into the game, and that's the point I'm at right now. You know, I can't get company sponsored training, so now I gotta do this shit on my own. I gotta pay for my own license. I gotta pay for my experience. I gotta do all that on my own, at least for a year. So, on my next videos, like I said, I'm gonna bring you guys a couple of schools, mostly local in my area if you're from New York. But I know I did see a couple in like Colorado or Utah or I don't know, Germany. I see them all over. But I'm gonna bring you guys those videos just in case you're looking for school and financial aid, because this shit is expensive, man. Even when you go company sponsored, if you ask the recruiter how much it costs, they'll tell you straight up $5,000. You just think of it like, oh, all right, they're just taking $50 or $100 out of my check. I'm fine. Shit, I wasn't gonna see that anyway. Now, because the good thing about coming to these company sponsored programs, if you come with your license already and you got experience, or even if you don't have experience, you'll start off at a higher rate than somebody who came there with nothing. You automatically start off at a higher rate. I might be wrong, and please don't, hang me on the comments. I could be wrong, but from talking to people, yeah, if you might even save up your money and pay for your company sponsored program. You could do that too. Either way, you'll start at a higher rate. Guarantee you. Could be wrong, but I guarantee you. Period. So on that note, y'all, hopefully whoever's watching this video, and you can't get, my next couple videos are all for my peoples who can't get into company sponsored training. I'll let you know that right now. You're not gonna see me on a CRST lot. Shout out a trucker named Jay. I see he did that, boy. Y'all go follow that man, because he definitely had some issues, but he overcame it. So definitely shout out to that man, a trucker named Jay. Watch that man. He's fresh into the academy. You know what I'm saying? But there was some shit that was happening in his life that he couldn't even get into there, but he overcame it and he's there. So, but besides that, this is my next couple my videos from here on out are for people who can't get into the company sponsor, because there's a lot of us out there. We good drivers, but for some reason we just can't get into it. So follow me, man, if you going that private route, because ain't nothing wrong with going private. You heard your boy Bernie. Ow.